So, in case anyone needs a little refresher on societal conflict and the different types of societal conflicts you might see in your book, this slide might help you do that. This is what you're going to be posting about today on Canvas, what societal conflict you're seeing in your book. If you're going to boil it down to a definition, you might sum it up as the struggle for power in a society between two opposing forces that both want different things. Two forces exerting their social power in order to achieve goals, maintain power, and by doing so, prevent the opponent or the other side from attaining that same power. So you might narrow it down to like these four different categories. The first one is person versus person, individual differences. No two people are alike. We know that between interests, beliefs, ideals, attitudes towards the world, towards other people. When two very different people come into conflict, guess what? There's going to be issues that take place. And books deal with that all the time, that person versus person conflict. That's part of society, people interacting. Maybe it's two parents disagreeing on how to raise their child. Maybe it's sticking back to True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. Could be Rowdy versus Junior. Rowdy thinks Junior's a traitor for going to a predominantly white school, and their friendship is in jeopardy as a result. There can also be bigger conflicts, more wide ranging, that involve larger groups of people. That can be more like the second one, cultural differences, when the cultural norms and beliefs come into conflict with another culture's norms and beliefs. For example, throughout history, there's been many religious wars that have led to violence and upheaval. Those are often culture based, norm based. These might be connected to, like, for example, the civil rights movement, which some of you studied during historical fiction, and how you had a culture, especially in the South, that was trying to maintain a way of life versus another culture that was trying to create social change for the better and progress forward. There can also be social change as a societal conflict. What I mean by that is different parts of society evolve at different rates. And so you might have, let's say, a younger generation that wants to move quicker, be more open minded about certain things than their parents or their grandparents coming from an older generation. So it can be social in that way too. I'm thinking about Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mom and how Lulu was much more open minded about being Americanized and about kind of rebelling against the tough hand of her mother. Well, she was raised in a way that was always listen to your parents and respect what they say no matter what. And whatever they say goes. Lulu thought, I actually want to think for myself a little bit more. And that rebellion was a big conflict. That was obviously within their family, but revealed a larger societal conflict about one generation versus another. It can also be a clash of personal interests. In society, oftentimes we act a way that will benefit us. And what I think about as an example of this is like the employer employee dynamic. You have an employer or a business owner or the CEO of a company, for example, that's looking to make a profit. And so they're trying to spend as little money as possible while making as much as possible. And that can fly in the face of an employee who wants that pay raise or that fair salary to be able to provide for their family, put food on the table, pay their rent. And so oftentimes those two things can come into conflict. So whether it's individual, cultural, social, or just personal interests getting in the way of each other to benefit, those are all examples of societal conflicts. And so I'm hoping that between Stargirl, Tangerine, Darius, and Twig, and Speak, you can think of some sort of societal conflict happening within your book, individual, cultural, social, or personal interests that you can reflect on in your post today on Canvas. One or two posts are perfect for today. That's all you have to do. Get that reading done. Make sure you're following your calendar as best as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow with a brand new lesson and some directions to go with it. Okay? Hope everyone has a good Monday. We'll see you soon.